I avoid everything. You can't talk about a mask because people don't want to talk about a mask. You can't talk about politics.
Right.
You just have to watch what you say all the time.
Do you ever feel like that kind of gets in the way of what you really want to say sometimes, where you got to like walk on eggshells because you've got such a decent sized audience?
Well, it's a no-win situation, right?
You do daily videos, which we alluded to that, the fact that it's not easy to do, and it takes a lot out of you. At some point, I was uploading daily, but that's only because I was pulling content from my content. So it's not like I was actually creating videos. But even that was like demanding for me. How do you prepare? What's your preparation for a video? What does that look like?
Well, the first thing I do every single morning when I get up is search for cruise news. And I'll search through Norway, Australia, Asia, everywhere, and I'll see what's happening everywhere else. And then I'll say, okay, well, I think people might be interested in that. Then I think people might be interested in that. But I always look for more than one story because I don't want to ever get burned. I see people see a story and they jump on it, and then it turns out, yeah, that's not exactly what happened, right? So I want to see confirmation before. That's why a lot of times I'll be a day or two behind other people bringing out the news because I don't want to make a mistake. I try and get it as accurate as I can. I still make mistakes. Everybody does, but I'll own up to it.
Sure.
But yeah, I do that every single day, even on vacation. It doesn't matter. I'm checking that news every single day. Plus, I have, in the last 4 years, I probably have about, 80 terabytes worth of video that I've taken and pictures that I've taken.
80 terabytes.
Yeah, so I will.
How do you store that? I have to ask.
I have all listed.
A garage full of drives.
Well, I have this storage drive unit, and each one holds 20 terabytes.
Wow.
And it's like one big unit like this, and there's multiple drives in it. It cost me about like $1,800 to set it up, but it copies not only to one drive, it copies to two. So if one drive fails, there's a backup on another drive. So wow. I can't lose my content because hard drives fail all the time. And I learned that the hard way when I went on my first trip. The one that I met the couple on the wedding. I had my camera all set up and I was filming out on the ocean right by the stairs, and I was just watching it, and this woman backed up into my camera, knocked it over the railing, down onto the deck below, smashed my camera all to pieces, smashed the tripod, and just ran away. And that was on the sail away party. So I had no camera on my 14-day cruise, and this was my big moment. This is my first cruise so I went and bought a GoPro and ended up filming the whole thing on a GoPro. And they weren't the best.
You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
so back then it was like
I've learned to carry more than one equipment of everything. So, and the same thing goes for the hard drive. Always store it.
Wow. Well, it's sounding like Casey Neistat. He literally stores everything.
Yeah, Casey Neistat, Sarah Dietschy. Do you know her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She's the one I saw did the drives, and so I went and got the drives because she was doing it. She's a techie as well. So yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah,
of Casey.
That's right.
I wish he was still doing his daily vlogs.
Me too. I mean, he's posting every now and then. What I am excited about though is I feel like one of these days I'm going to meet him because he's out here in LA. He's out in like Santa Monica. And I feel like, one of these days I'll walk past him. But I've told myself if I ever do walk past him.
You might have to go to the movie set because he was just in, Project Power with Jamie Foxx.
I saw that movie too.
Yeah.
Did you see that movie?
Yeah. So
it was a pretty good movie.
Good job.
And I think he did a pretty good job. Yeah.
Although, because we know it's Casey, that's who it was in the movie. That's Casey. It wasn't his character. That's Casey.
It would have been funny if he was vlogging in the movie.
Yeah. Instead, he's just this rich guy with a good-looking girlfriend, right? So okay.
Yeah. So going back to the prep for your videos here.
Yep.
So you save everything, and you that's one aspect, right? You look at multiple sources and you look for multiple stories. Are there particular sources that are the most credible for you? Or I should say, I guess, are there particular sources that are the least credible for you as well?
Well, I have to take all the sources with a grain of salt, because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of them are often like the Telegraph or the Guardian or Fox News or somebody, and they're very skewed to one
Mm-hmm.
opinion. So you have to watch, like when they title something like that, like,
You telling me Fox News has an agenda?
well, all news has an agenda. It doesn't matter which one you watch. But for instance, the ship just starting up, MSC just starting up their sailing. So
Sure.
the news should have been MSC, first large cruise ship to start sailing after the COVID-19, right? That should have been just the headline.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the headlines come out like cruise ships, early incubators of the most deadly virus we've ever seen. MSC takes huge risks with passengers. And I'm going,
Mm-hmm.
oh, tell me your opinion. Are you
Yeah.
recording the news or are you doing an opinion piece? Because you're not a reporter if
Right.
you're just doing an opinion piece. So I'll have to look at.
Right.
That's why I always try and check other stories. I will bag on the cruise line when I think they're doing something wrong,
Mm-hmm.
but I will defend the cruise line when I think they're innocent. And so that's just the way it is. But right now, right, there's not really much good news in the United States ever, right? I avoid everything like the plague, if you will.
Yeah.
You can't talk too much. You can't talk about a mask because people don't want to talk about a mask. There were people who are like, say you got to wear a mask or can't wear a mask. You can't talk about politics because people hate this, and you just have to watch what you say all the time, and it's better just to avoid it, right? I'd rather just say, hey, we're cruising again. I want to talk about cruise ships.
Do you ever feel like that kind of gets in the way of what you really want to say sometimes, where you got to like walk on eggshells because you've got such a decent sized audience?
Well, it's a no-win situation, right? You will never win an argument in politics, right? Because you're not going to change somebody's mind, right? And if somebody's an anti-cruiser, you're not going to change their mind. So why bother? I'll listen to their opinions and then I just let it go. But I have this fun channel that we just talk about movies with my two nephews.
Oh, cool. I didn't even know you had another
together. It's called Critical Mass for some reason. We called it that.
Okay.
But we just get together, we do like movie trivias, and we do movie debates, and we'll review any movies that come out. And
how old is your nephew?
They're 42 and 44.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. So they're like my brothers. We hang out all the time. We're more like brothers and uncle and nephews for sure. And
nice.
But we'll be talking about something, and I'll say a joke that might be a little off color. And I go, nope, you got to take that out because I don't want anyone seeing it and coming back from my other channel. And I even put it up where well, you'll see us laughing our heads off, but you won't know what we're laughing at. It can be the most innocent thing, but you never know, right? So it's better not to get in trouble.
You know what's funny is sometimes I do 50% of the time or more, I do episodes with my wife, and there will be some times where like I remember like once or twice I'll say some kind of joke and my wife just looks at me like, what was that? And then I just think to myself, okay, yeah, I'm diving into this one, and I'm taking that straight out.
Yeah, we'll look directly at. We'll be talking and making jokes and laughing, and then I'll just turn directly to the camera and say, "And we'll edit that out." And so my nephew, who does the editing for that, knows to take it out. But you know what? It's smart to do it that way and to watch what you say, because that's how YouTube works, right? Also, if you want to get shared more and you want to get the algorithm to like you, you can't be swearing. You can't be talking about anything controversial. When they started demonetizing anybody talking about COVID-19, like everyone was pulling their hair out trying to talk about it. What do we do? So we would make up words, right? You know what's happening. I can't say it, but at least they fixed that problem. But if YouTube thinks
it happened across like all channels.
That's right. Everybody, not just cruising. It was everybody, absolutely. So, but yeah, if you ever want to start a YouTube channel, anybody out there, and you want to get traction, keep it family friendly because you'll get more advertising, want to come to your channel and get more shared. And that's why that's why I see, like, I watch all those how to grow your channels. I still watch them all the time.
Yeah.
And they'll be, these gamers will always call up and say, I'm not getting any traction. And then I'll click on their channel and I'll go and watch some of their videos and they're just swearing left and right. And I'm going, well, that's why. Not everybody can be, PewDiePie and Ninja and, they're established. They can do whatever they want. We can't yet.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, unless you're getting like paid sponsors on a video, then the ad revenue is kind of where it's at. So since we're on the subject of swearing, then how often do you have to hold your tongue for a video?
I'm pretty easy. I'm not a swearing person. Okay. I really am. This is how I talk. I've learned, because I've been in public speaking a lot while I was working with Frito-Lay and my jobs before that with JDS Uniphase. I was a master trainer. So for 20 years, I'm teaching other people how to train people, right? So I was the trainer of trainers. So I couldn't say anything bad. I couldn't swear, and it just became natural part of my speech, right? I will swear if I get very, very mad. But I have to get very, very mad. Yeah, right. I'm pretty good. You'll never see me swear on a video, even by accident, because it just doesn't come out. It's not in my nature too much.